So you want to start a YouTube channel, but you don't know where to start. It's so much information here on the platform. You don't know about thumbnails. You don't know about creating content, what editing software, what equipment. I know, it's a lot. But today's video, I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions on everything you need to do to start your YouTube channel, or you need to revamp an old channel that may be dead or a channel that you really didn't follow through with. Today, I'm going to be walking you through everything that you need to do in order to get your YouTube channel started this year, right now. We are going to jump straight away into this video. In the beginning, I'm going to let you guys know I'm going to be using one of my strategies, which is called timestamps. It's going to allow you to skip certain sections within this video to find the information that you would like to utilize. So there's something in particular that you want to learn, look in the video description and everything is going to be outlined so you can skip ahead if you need to. So this is going to be a series, and we're going to be starting or jump starting our channel within the next 30 days. I know it might sound scary, but trust me, I'm going to walk you through the entire process, as well as I'm going to be implementing everything that I'm sharing with you guys. So you're going to get my personal strategy on how I jumpstart and revamp a YouTube channel. So a little bit about myself. I've been on YouTube for 13 years, you guys. So I've made the mistakes, I've done the things, I've gone viral, I've had, videos that have hit over 1 million views. I've done all of that. So I have a little bit of experience in terms of growing a channel, losing a channel, revamping a channel, starting a new channel, and I'm going to be sharing with you all of that. I'm going to be creating this series because I have tons of people who ask me all the time, Chimere, how do you do YouTube? How do you do YouTube with your full-time business? I'm going to answer all of those questions, and I'm going to do this process with you guys to revamp one of my old channels, and we are going to be doing this together. So I hope that you guys have a pen and paper ready. Of course, you can always save this video and come back to it, but I really want you to start to take some notes, and you are writing down anything that comes to mind as I start to go through some of the things that we're going to be doing for our week 1 of revamping and starting our YouTube channels. Okay, you ready? Let's dive in. So the first thing that you have to do, and again, I know some of this may go without saying for you guys who may be revamping a channel, but if you are new and you're beginning, the number one thing that you really need to focus on right now is figuring out your why. Why are you creating content, you guys? Are you creating content because you want to give value? Are you creating content because you want to entertain? You want to inform? You want to educate? Those are what I call the 3 pillars: inform, educate, entertain. Does your why fall within those 3 pillars? Are you here to create vlogs, for instance, which are going to be entertaining? Are you going to be creating tutorials that are going to entertain as well as instruct? Something within a particular category, maybe like stocks or investing. Are you informing or educating people? When you know what your why is for why you're creating your channel, it really helps you make sure that all of your content aligns with your why, and it keeps you on track, especially in the beginning when you may not always see the fruits of your labor. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, honey. We know this. The number one reason why a lot of YouTube channels are not successful is because they do not know their why. And because you don't know your why, you don't know who your audience is, and you don't know why you're creating the content so that your audience can find you. You're basically creating content because you think it's fun, and maybe, of course, you enjoy it. If your content is not providing value and you don't know why you're creating that content outside of because you enjoy it, your content is not going to help you grow on this platform. Point number 2, when you are starting a YouTube channel, again, you are going to, of course, create content that you love and that you enjoy, but you have to provide value. There has to be a takeaway. Every time someone is watching your video, it has to fall within those pillars: educate, inform, and entertain. Does your content fall within those pillars? And of course, remember, your content can fall within all 3 of those pillars. That would be ideal, but you have to provide some value. It has to be a reason why people are coming back to your channel. It's really great when you can provide that value, but you can't provide the value if you don't know your why. We have to know this stuff early on when we're creating our channel, because it makes it so much easier when we go to create that content. Our next subsection is to create content that is evergreen. Evergreen content is content that is going to be relevant forever. One of the mistakes that I made earlier on is that, again, I was creating hair content, but I was creating content that would not be relevant in the next 5 years. So I was showing you techniques for a particular hairstyle, but just like most things, that hairstyle is not going to be relevant within the next 2 to 3 years. So for a short while, of course, people are searching that hairstyle and their hair technique, but when it's out of style, no one is searching for it. So that means that you now have content that no one is searching for, no one cares about, and it's not relevant anymore. That means no one is finding my channel, no one is searching, no one is ever going to see all of that content because it's not relevant to them anymore. It does not give everlasting value. The value was there in the beginning, but 2 to 3 years later, it's not valuable. So creating content that is evergreen will ensure that people are always going to be constantly searching and finding your content, which in the long run will help you always be able to have assets or content that is producing money. And that is where evergreen content comes into play. Make content that can always be of value now and even in the future, and you're going to have long-term YouTube success. In order to be successful here on YouTube, you have to think like a business. You have to make YouTube your business. Now, again, when I started YouTube, I was pregnant and I was doing it for fun because I needed another creative outlet on maternity leave. And of course, again, I am a hairdresser by trade. So I started YouTube. My first video was me curling my hair, right? It was fun. It was exciting, but there was no strategy behind that. There's no strategy for you to just turn on your camera and just film. You have to think about, does the content give value? Is the content going to be able and easily accessible for your audience to find you? Does your content align with your why? You see how all of these things come together and they make your YouTube journey more cohesive? Everything works hand in hand. So you have to be strategic with your YouTube. You have to be strategic with your content, and that is by creating a strategy for your channel. Your strategy is going to encompass all of the things that we just talked about: your why, your value proposition that you provide in your videos, and your growth rate. So if you are able to create a YouTube strategy that details everything that I just said, and it falls within your 3 pillars: inform, entertain, educate, you're golden. So now that you have all of that information, we are going to start to create our YouTube strategy that is going to help us grow our channels this year, as well as revamp our channels so that we can see the success that we are hoping for here on the platform. So get your pens and paper ready because we're getting into our homework for week 1 on growing our YouTube channel. So the first piece of homework is you have to figure out what your niche is going to be. Your niche, again, is your segment within your market, and that means, what do you want to be known for? When people think about you and your channel, what do you want them to think about? So you really want to identify and really have it clear at the beginning before you start creating any content. Where do you fall within the YouTube marketplace? Are you beauty, fashion, lifestyle? Are you an educational channel? Will you be an entertainment channel, like a vlog channel? Where do you fall within that niche? Finding your niche is like one of the hardest things to do, but once you really figure that out, it makes everything else in this process 10 times easier. So I really want you to think about this and really decide, what do you want to be known for? Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was one of the hardest things for me to do, and I still to this day struggle with it because I have so many interests and I create content on a really broad spectrum. But I know that if I really concentrate on a niche, I'm going to see the YouTube growth and success that I want, and I'm able to maybe potentially later on branch out and create more content in different, niches. But I promise you guys, finding a niche and sticking with it, especially in the beginning, is going to be instrumental in your YouTube growth and success. So find your niche is the #1 thing we're going to be doing for week 1. Number 2 for your homework assignment for the week is, now that you have found your niche, so now that you've got that information, you have to come up with 10 video ideas within that specific niche. That means, what kind of videos, a minimum of 10. If you can think of more, that will be ideal. I really want you to think long and hard about 10 videos that you can make that align with your niche that cover your 3 pillars. Remember, inform, educate, entertain. It has to be something that is going to give value to your audience, something that you can plan out, and also something that is going to find and align with the why of your channel. Why are you making this video? Who is it for? Does it cover all 3 of your pillars? And it's within your niche. Again, you see how everything flows back and forth? That is why it is ideal to have all of this information written down on your computer, on your iPad, on a piece of paper, in your notebook. You have to have all this information so that you can see it, it's readily available, and you can always go back to it. Number 4, so you have those 10 video ideas. I want you to take those video ideas and actually go onto YouTube and search that video idea in the YouTube search bar. When you do that, I want you to start to take note of the video thumbnails that come up. Do those video thumbnails look like something that you can do? Do they capture your attention? This is where we start to become a student of YouTube. We are now starting to do research. We're researching what's already out in the marketplace on YouTube, and when you start to research what's already there, your content can now fill the gap to provide value and give information that is not already on the platform. In addition, it can also provide value in a way that has not already been done. So that's why you need to already know what's available, what's not available, how you can add value to what is already available so that your audience can find you within your niche and within the YouTube marketplace. And lastly, for week number 1, you are going to come up with your YouTube content schedule. What does that mean, Shamir? Well, I'm going to tell you. That means you're going to figure out what day you're going to create your content, what day you're going to film, the days in which you're going to edit your content, and most important, what day are you going to upload your video so that your audience can already know Shamir's going to have a video on Sunday at 11 o'clock. This is going to be instrumental in your YouTube growth and building your audience, building your personal brand, as well as for you to keep you on schedule. I want you to think about this and think about your YouTube journey moving forward as your business. If you start a new job, you're typically going to be working probably about 40 hours a week. But for the first 90 days of this new position, you're still not going to know what you're doing. You're not expected to know the job. You're not expected to know everything that you're going to be doing within those first 90 days. You're learning, you're growing, you're testing. The same thing applies to YouTube, and a lot of times people start YouTube and then like the first month they don't see this massive growth and they give up. But if you were working a 9 to 5, within the first month you still wouldn't know what you were doing, and you were dedicating about 40 hours a week to something and still not knowing what you're doing. Think about the amount of time that you spend on your YouTube channel. I can almost guarantee that it's not 40 hours a week. So there's no way that you're going to feel proficient in something if you're not investing a large amount of time into it each week. So I really want us to focus on our content scheduling so we can be more efficient in creating our content. And when we have a schedule in place, it makes it so much easier to learn the ins and outs of YouTube. It makes it easier for us to be able to edit and create the content and really feel like we're learning and growing within our new craft so that we can stay confident and we can be more motivated to continue on with this process. So outline your weekly schedule on what days you want to film and edit, as also what day you want to upload and have your content ready for your audience to find it. In order for you to be a successful content creator, you have to have a schedule. There is no way around it, and I promise you, once you have your schedule in place, you're going to get your footing, and it's going to be so much easier for you to create your content and be consistent with creating content because you already know what's due when and when things need to be ready and available for your audience to find. So that is it, guys. That is going to be week 1 of our revamping and intro into YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that these strategies that I shared with you guys are going to be helpful moving forward on your YouTube journey. And don't forget to come back here same time, same place next week for video number 2, where I'm going to walk you through creating and outlining and the strategy that I use to create your first YouTube video. Don't forget to do your homework before you come back though, because you need to have your homework done, ready, and prepared in order for you to go to video number 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it was informative for you guys, and I will see you here next week for video number 2.